we should all be building communities. That was cool. Most of you are building communities. I love every one of you that are building communities. Who are my community leaders here? I see one here. I see other there. I love you. Thank you for your work. We are a better community because of you guys. All this is very different. I want to tell you what I'm seeing, what is broken, and what are the biggest opportunities in our own economy, the nomad economy. Are you ready for this journey? Can you say hell yeah? Hell yeah! Can you say hell yeah? Let's rock the ship, let's go. So imagine work in the future. Dr. Dan told us it's this. It's not this, it's a lie. Don't trust Dr. Dan. Even though I love him and I invite him to all my conferences. I think the future of work is this, or more or less like this. We are here in the mountain, beautiful nature of Bansko that most of us love. I'm a little bit biased, I prefer salt butter, but let's not speak about it. I think this is the future of work. We being in communities surrounded with beautiful nature. And that's because usually happiness comes with nature. This is me, I'm not speaking too much. I really like the last point. Chronic tendency to start new projects. I work with governments, I build things every day. I do ADHD, which doesn't help. But I really love this community. So today we're speaking about the origin, where this all started for me. It's going to be very fast. What is our movement? What's missing? And what's the future? So, the origin. I was in this beautiful village in the mountains of Italy. Can I believe? There was nothing there. Just a couple of people and an idea. Can we use remote work to repopulate villages? I believe that villages are the best place to live. We can actually build community. I saw most of your faces at Black Honey every single day. This is community, this is villages. There I built a project that would become Madeira, and the movement became real. It went from a project in my Evernote to a project funded by the government of Madeira, where we built this beautiful village, Gonçalo. Anyone was in Gonçalo before? Oh yeah, I love it. So in Madeira we proved that digital nomads are not just a trend. We can change entire economies. We can change the number of startups, we can change how fancy is a place, we can change the demographic of a region, and that happened in Gonçalo. I even organized a yellow wedding with that beautiful lady that is somewhere there, and then with that beautiful baby that is running away, Carolina. So we really proved that more than just the village, we can change economies, we can build these beautiful places too. Yet, if I go there today, because I don't own the thing there, we kind of run by tourism. It was overrun by tourism, which was very sad. But we changed the economy because on the top of the economy we have digital nomads. We attract 1,000 digital nomads. Some of them fall in love. How many people bought already a house in Bansko this year? I saw at least 5 people that bought houses in Bansko or wanting to buy houses in Bansko. So it's bad for my economy, the nomad economy, but it's good for the region economy. Bansko was kind of empty 10 years ago, now it's full of beautiful people like yourselves. Some of you, around 25%, have a startup or want to build a company. Other than show your hands, 50% of you want or are already entrepreneurs. We want to bring our companies to destinations because that's how we bring this really cool entrepreneurial ecosystem. And ideally, in the end of the funnel, in a place that was dying or sleeping, we can actually build a whole new innovation economy. Just because us, the digital nomads, started going there, all this started to happen. That's the magical that we can unlock. All this because we don't travel between places, we travel between communities. We didn't come to Bansko because Bansko is beautiful. We came because our community is here. And by replicating this over and over again, we can actually make sure that we change locations and we can actually have a better world for us. So based on this idea, I'm now working with Rio de Janeiro, which is the place I love, this small little town in Brazil, just 10 million people or so. I'm also doing this for Porto. We just launched a couple of weeks ago the Nomad community in Porto, which is something I really love. One of my cities, my wife is from there. And we really love it. So if you go past by Porto, we are now organizing events like pop-up co-working spaces, etc. And lately, not sure if you know what's in Brazil, but that's the tourism board of Brazil. 2 months ago, I got to meet with the president again after 2 years, and we signed a deal to promote and prepare the whole Brazil to welcome us, our community. So countries are interested in welcoming us. But if you know my work, this is not really meant for you. That's not the beautiful side, but the visionary governments understand that digital nomadism is the path for the future. Not because we build there, but because of what we build there, what we are building in Bansko. The best conversations around entrepreneurism, about building shit, are being done here. Many times around the sauna, ironically, with naked people. So digital nomads equal foreign direct investment, equal talent, attraction, money, innovation, and global promotion. That's why governments want us. And that's why, for the first time in history, we the humans have some power on where we want to be. When you go to Paraguay, that is bringing money to Paraguay. When you come to Bansko, that is bringing money to Bansko, it's bringing foreign direct investment. So we do have the power. We went from a place where we had, please tell me, stay in Chiang Mai, to I want to stay here and I'm bringing my money with me, cannot do anything about it. So this time are too busy wait for destinations to become global. Bansko was a town with only British and Bulgarians, now it's a town with like 50 people from different parts of the world. And that's beautiful. But what's really missing? This is all great. We are on the top of the world. We keep lying to ourselves that our community is the best in the world. We have the best lives. We travel the world. What can be wrong? I believe that our movement is fundamentally broken. Which is ironically with all the other thing I said. I believe we are, you know when you went to university and you left your mother's and father's house and you got this really shitty bedroom with no windows that smell like shit. Yet, you had the freedom. That felt good. I believe our movement is on the same stage. We are free, yet we are kind of not in ideal conditions right now. So what's broken? Accommodation is broken. In the last 3 Airbnbs I've been, most of them had bad internet and a terrible share to work from. The kitchen was also crappy. So it was, even though they promoted that they had a working space and everything, accommodation is fundamentally broken. We keep going to Airbnbs because there is no better options. We keep trying to find a good living space and we try to find good apartments. I got lucky in Bansko. There's a little guy somewhere there that has a co-living space in Bansko that's apartments inside the co-living space. So me and my family, I'm staying at Valentina, we have our own apartment, we have then coffee, we have a community, that's where I want to be. This is the exception. There's nothing like this in most of the cities. There is nothing like this in most of the communities we go. We keep giving money to Airbnb. And what happens when mass tourism comes and pays triple of what we pay? We got kicked out. So now there is no place for our community. We need to fix accommodation. A global lifestyle needs a global housing infrastructure. You cannot keep just renting an Airbnb and pray for the best. That will not be outpriced by everyone else. So we need to do better. There are some good examples. The big picture is outside in Porto. They acquired a 4-star hotel with 64 rooms, and they transformed this outside, and they transformed this into a co-living space. One of the best spaces I've been. It was literally a 4-star hotel 2 years ago. Incredible. We have the social hub. We have now all these places with gyms. This is where I want to live. In places with quality, ready for me to work, with access to a gym, ideally with the sauna, especially in Bansko. This is what we are looking for. Yet, it's very hard to find this. Taxis. Well, I think we had 10,000 taxis. I'm not going to talk too much about it. But it's broken. The reality is most of us live in a gray zone. We can choose what we want, which is great, but it's broken. The first thing you should go when you go to a country is not a fucking nomad visa that nobody wants. What we really want is a tourist visa that allows me to stay there for 3 months, allows me to work legally, to not be kicked out like Chiang Mai people in 2018, and actually work from there legally with a tourist visa. Oh, I fell in love with Brazil. Great. Now I want to do a remote work visa because I want to stay here for 1 year. Brazil is huge. It's 5 years just to explore half of it. That's how taxes in Brazil should be done. Maybe we should even pay how much taxes depending on how long we stay in the country. Or maybe we have to find a better visa options that actually allow us to stay longer. Lack of representation in policy. When someone writes a negative article in Portugal about us, they call me first. It's part of the journalist ethics. They want to balance it out, the articles. And I say, this is your angle, we are raising prices forever. This is our angle, this is not true, you don't show me the data. When this happens at the New York Times, who they call? When this happens at the Washington Post, who they call? We have zero representation around the world. We may be just a trend, so what's really matter? Yet we are, I would say 1 million, Gallup says 30, I think it's BS. But we have zero representation. That's why most of the digital nomad business are shit. They never asked us. You know why the Portuguese won? We had 2 calls with them and understood what we wanted. So at least it's for us, whatever that means. Loneliness and mental health. Yes, last year I spoke a lot about it, but data shows that around 60% of us are feeling lonely and challenged with mental health. My big friend Ryan that is right here did an amazing talk about it. I hope they just show it to the world. But we are definitely fighting this, and by the lack of communities in many places, it just makes it worse. This is not ideal. We travel the world. Every city we go, we have to start from scratch or something like that. There must be a better way. Perception of impact. Something that really pisses me off is that many of you believe we have a negative impact in the world, and data doesn't support your statement. When we speak about gentrification and how much I gentrify in Lisbon, honestly, I wish. But the reality is we are not that many. Lisbon has more than 10 million tourists. And in a good day, if we really believe Nomadist data, we are 100,000. It's very hard to believe that 100,000 people have a negative impact in a city like Lisbon. Data doesn't support the statement that we have a negative impact. Yet, many of us believe in the media, and many of us are believing in this with zero data on it. So we do have to change it, we do have to have more research about the real impact we have in the economy, the real impact we have in destination. What I see from my Madeira project, the positive impact we had is unlimited. New startups, new people, locals from Madeira are coming back to Madeira because they believe it's the best place to live. They are leaving London, they are leaving Lisbon, and coming back because we are there, and we are the people they want to hang out with. So, everything is shit. Great, Gonçalo, just destroyed the vibe. Sorry, Dan. Somebody had to do it. I really believe we need a reality check, and that's why I'm talking like this. That's why I'm presenting to you like this. Because I believe, as long as we believe that our movement is perfect, we will never fix it. And honestly, the opportunities that we have right now to finally do something for us, to finally fix it, and finally be a real movement, are so big that they cannot ignore it and come on stage and scream to you, let's fucking do something better. So let's do something better. We are a growing movement, but we are completely fragmented. Everybody here building for us are struggling to get clients. Not because we don't want to pay, not because we are not enough people, because there's no channels of communication. I was speaking with the government 2 months ago, and they asked me, we have marketing budgets, how do we bring nomads here? Well, we have marketing, we cannot hire a consultant, we have, let's say, 50K for marketing, that's what we have in the budget. How do we attract nomads? What's the channel? Is it Instagram? Hell no, doesn't work. Is it Facebook? Hell no, it doesn't work. There is no place where we can actually, where the government, for example, can actually speak with us. We have Malta here representing the country and speaking with us, but that's the exception. And this is 700 people out of 1 million. It still doesn't make a reference. So until we fix the fragmentation, until we fix our infrastructure and our governance, it's going to be really, really hard for us to be recognized globally as a real community, as a real movement. So, if we don't fix it, we'll become a burnout trend. Everybody's speaking about these numbers the last 5 years. It's finally going down. Now it's time to build. A little bit like crypto. Like crypto people said, crypto's an eye, everybody's making money, crypto's a shit. Now people are actually building something incredible. I believe we are slowly down, nothing shit yet, but we need to start building better things. So, the future. That's why you came here, to make money. I see you guys. So, I believe that global co-living networks and nomad communities are the future. I really love what Matthias is doing. I will personally, again, it's not for me, it's in the mountains. But I do believe we have to start owning our own communities. We have to start owning our real estate. So I see more and more co-living brands and outside co-living clubs, distributed network cities like the Cabin Project, where we can actually buy, own, and have it managed for us. If I want to spend 3 months out of the year in Bansko, I can buy a house, like many of you are doing, spend 3 months and put it on the market for the next days. I think that's part of it. We need to start owning our own accommodations because we will prepare for us in Colombia. We will have a desk, we will have a screen, a monitor. And we want that. So why not starting owning more houses around the world for us, from us, by us? Fractional ownership is something I really love to see more and more, having multiple own bases. I'm finally looking at it with a different eyes. I never wanted to own something. My mother still asks me, Gonçalo, when are you buying a house? I'm like, never. Gonçalo, you need to buy a car. But I do believe that now I changed my mind. I believe that the only way we can actually have more power is by starting owning and co-owning. I had a talk in my conference about intentional communities, and that really changed my life. I want to build a community with my best friends, Dr. Dan, Brian, all you guys, where we kind of have our own circle integrated in the bigger community. I think this is the future. We will start building our own villages to actually integrate the bigger economy. Or just by that. Nomad visas, there's a global competition for talent. We have the power for the first time. Before, the countries to attract money, they had to attract companies. Nowadays, they have to attract talent. Because my company is right now in the US. I never set a foot in the US in my whole life. I don't intend to. Yet my company is there. I'm paying taxes there. The same worldwide. So we need better pathways for residency. We need to actually have a voice when the countries create a visa, when the countries create a scheme. We need to have a voice because they are building for us. Yes, yet we have no representativity in what they are building. E-residencies, like prosperity, like mentioned, multi-country visa agreements. I know eventually there are some countries speaking that when you apply for one, you are approved, you can go to these many countries. Why are we doing this one by one? We can do better. Sustainable intentional tourism. I think we are the best travelers in the world. Some of us. I do think that looking at the whole spectrum, we are in the very cold side. We do slow tourism. Most of us try to integrate. We do need the bridges, the community managers. This is a picture of Madeira friends that now is running the community Madeira, and they really work to integrate the local community with the expat community, the nomad community. By doing it, we actually bring more value to the destinations. So sustainable tourism for me is not just about being green or being healthy. It's also about who do we meet, where do we spend our money. And I believe we are one of the best communities in Gonçalo. And this is something I'm exploring now. Just 2 months ago, I saw this really cool video of Yes Theory YouTube channel, and they posted the video called Prosper. I'm like, what the hell is this? And these guys are building a city from scratch in a place called Fontem in Honduras, building 4 dams, special economic zone that goes way deeper than that. I'll show you something about that. But they understand we need to build something for them. They do have the resources, they do have the money, they know the deal with the government. And now they are building a city for them, with the right spaces, with the co-working space, with a Montessori school, which is really, really cool. I do think that this is the future. We need to build nomad societies, we need to build charter societies. That doesn't mean it's a bubble, but it means I come to Bansko to be surrounded by you. And I think we want to be surrounded by ourselves, get integrated in a bigger world. So Prospera is building new cities, that's their goal. I'll just speak a bit about it because I'll join them actually in 1 month. And for me, it's the best project I saw this year. It's a startup city with high levels of legal autonomy. They do have a deal with the government. They have this ZED, special economic zone. They can charge their own taxes. They can have their own regulations. They actually have already 2,000 residents in e-residence, which means it's very similar, their e-residency scheme with what you can see in Estonia, and also in Estonia e-residence. They already have more than 200 companies incorporated. This data is from early this year, so things change a lot meanwhile. They're actually creating many, many jobs locally. It's a little bit like running a big factory. They're attracting startups, especially in the longevity world. And it's one of the most interesting things I'm seeing because they are achieving not just building from scratch, but attracting us, attracting the community to go there. It's in this little island called Votan that I'd never heard about until 2 months ago. It's actually a very strong tourism destination. They have the second biggest coral reef in the world, and it looks really cool. This is the new thing they built, so it's Luna Residential. It's a whole tower full of apartments with co-working spaces, pool, sauna, etc. And this is it. For me, this is what we need to build. We need to start building for us in places like Colatin, where we are kind of building inside our community. Yet we are integrated in a bigger island economy, giving jobs and giving money and having a real impact. As that up a little bit, it's somewhere there. For me, this is very important. They built a school. 80% of the students are local students that are going to the Montessori school. If you don't know, it's one of the best programs in the world. And this is really cool. So they thought about where we work from, what we do, where our kids are going. They're building for families that are like us. You know, I think they changed the name about, but basically they are building all these wellness and longevity districts where companies from all over the world that are building biotech, longevity products, they go there because they can find better regulations to go to market. Brian Johnson, the guru, the white guy, the vampire, the king of longevity, went there to do gene therapy because there's a lot of research about it, yet it's not available around the world because it needs to be FDA approved, it needs to spend $2 billion. Startups don't have that money, so are being dead or they go bankrupt. And so these guys are basically bringing a different framework. So if you want to join Prosper, I created just a WhatsApp group. I'm not selling shit, I don't make money. But the truth is, I'm going there in the next month. So if you want to join us, if you're interested in it, there is the guys are actually there answering your questions. Someone that actually understands what they're speaking about, not myself. And just if you want to join, this is just a WhatsApp group. Join, ask any questions you want, and the team that is in Colatin will answer you once they wake up, which is not now. So network states. Who know what network states are? Ooh, only 3-4 people. This is interesting. Okay, network states is something that some people invented that allegedly make the focus that we should have now online societies that have physical presence. So imagine, there are some, but imagine community online, the digital community, but then you have presence in different hubs, and there is usually a coin associated to it, etc. That's more or less what they're trying to do. They believe in number passports and stuff, but why not? Why, if we are 1 billion people, if we have the purchasing power, we should be one community. We should be creating our own network states so we can meet people like us. We do have the numbers, let's say 1 million. We do have the energy. We are an economic force. We are building companies. We are some of the most interesting people in the world. Even some that don't associate themselves with digital nomads, but they are many CEOs of companies. The CEO of Airbnb is a digital nomad. So what's really missing in our community is not the power, it's not the individual. What's missing is cohesion. What's missing is a common voice. What's missing is all of us, all the community leaders, all the companies, governments that want to target us, to all have a place to go and have a unified us. So that's what I want to build next. I haven't built it, full disclosure. This is my idea, this is what I will be working on in the next year. And I really want to try to build this, what I call the Nomad Nation. Let's go, Nomad Nation! I promise to have a logo. This logo was clearly created with ChatGPT in more or less 1 minute. And it's what we have for now. But the whole idea is to have the cohesion that I'm talking about. I'm just building this as a solution for the biggest pain I see right now in our community, which is the fragmentation. All my people building products for us, all the retreats, all the co-livings are suffering because they don't have a voice. They cannot actually talk with us. All the nomads, so many people came to me asking, where should I go next to meet a community like Bansko? Where should I go to work? What's the good co-living? What's the bad co-living? My only goal with this is to unite the whole thing, is to make sure that all the nomads have a voice, that you can find all the information you want, that all businesses have a voice, all the accommodations can build together. We saw a co-living meetup happening here. I bet it was some of the best conversations we had. So that's basically the idea behind the Nomad Nation. I have no idea how to build it, but I'm learning by coding the next month. I'm going to devote time to actually learn and actually focus on the work while I have them with the Prosper project. And that's what I want to build. I don't see anything more interesting for us, to build for us, as a solution for what I see can break our community as building this. So if you want to become founder and guest, I want your email to send you an email to keep whatever. I'll probably announce this. I want to build it during August and launch in September. If you are there, I'll send you an email saying, guys, we're live, join. But the whole idea is that slowly with the community leaders first, if you are a community leader, please send me a message. Then with every dollar from the nomads, and then the governments. Governments do have a voice. If Argentina government wants to speak with us, we should have a better way for them to speak with us. We should have a better way for us to participate in what they are building for us. Not just they're trying to guess, doing something that makes no sense, has zero value. This is actually an opportunity to connect the whole nomad economy and stop trying to guess, honestly. So this is it. I still have 3 minutes. I'm a well-behaved boy. So I have the Nomad World, which is my conference. I'm going to join in. We are going to Rio, my new home, I guess. Mexico City with some tacos with Sergio Sala and Albufar in October. As you can see, there is no link. The QR code is just for my LinkedIn. I posted something. If you comment, I offer 3 of you, whatever, a ticket for one that you want to choose. And I have nothing else to sell. Sorry. That's it. Thank you.
Gonçalo, everybody.